All right, y'all, it is September 28th, 2021. I don't remember if you all remember the letter that I sent you guys that the Public Works Director of the City of El Dorado sent Pat and Ronnie Orr, our neighbors, saying that they were going to fix their yard from the damage that was done for the city repair of the sewer line that runs through our properties. But there was a letter sent where Robert Edmonds, the City of El Dorado Public Works Director, hand-delivered to Pat and Ronnie Orr, informing them that he was going to get their yard fixed and he was going to do all this stuff for them, and he was going to make sure that he made it right, all the damage that the city did to their backyard while repairing that line. ERC's already come out. It was probably, I don't remember when it was, it's in our affidavit, I don't remember off the top of our head the exact date. But they've already come out and done some concrete work and repaired their grill and repaired all the damage that they did while they were back here that was to not equipment, but their own personal property. And they've been waiting for almost a year to get their yard fixed, and they've had to stay on them as well. But as of today, our dogs were barking, so I came outside and I went ahead and checked what was going on, and it looks like the work has started. They have a Trackco that's out here that's regrading their yard at the moment. They've hand delivered a big old pile of topsoil or fill dirt, whatever it is, in order to use to regrade the yard to make it look nice and pretty. And what they're going to end up doing is all this grass that's grown in that's looking good in their backyard, they're going to be ripping up. They're going to rip all of that grass up and put sod down. St. Augustine sod at that, I believe. That's what Miss Pat was telling us. They're going to get a brand new yard. Meanwhile, on this side of the fence, look at what we have. I've put 3 bags of seed down here trying to get grass to grow. I've had to regrade our own yard myself because when El Dorado did the work, it all sloped into this corner of the house right over here, and it was getting under our foundation even worse than it was before they did the work. It was extremely bad. We have pictures and video of that as well. But basically, whenever it rained, this little area where our house makes an L looked like a pond, and it was right up against that foundation. And then they have the stairs back there that are still sitting there almost, it's about 30 days away from being a year that they've been sitting there. And then there's a tractor that I had to spend $30,000 on in order to get the work that I needed done in my backyard done, because the city of El Dorado said they weren't going to help us. And then the dirt that's down all around this yard that we did on the regrade, I think it was 45 total yards of dirt. We had 15 yards of red clay, and then we had 30 yards of topsoil that was delivered in order for us to do the work that I needed to do. And I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that you make a hill and you have the water run a certain direction, so it's a little bit better. We still have a little bit of low spots that I need to get even more dirt to fill in, but that'll be for another time. It's starting to get too wet to be running that tractor and that tiller. But the main thing is we got the water away from the house. It now flows down into that portion of the yard back there, right in front of those stairs. So we've solved the water issue coming and pooling up right there and making a pond in our yard. And that's all I'm worried about. And actually, under our house is somewhat trying to dry. It's taken all summer. It's still wet underneath there because it was so saturated, but even all summer it's almost dry, not quite. We still have mold underneath there. We still have major issues going on underneath there with air ducts and foundation and everything like that. It's still pretty bad shape. But as for the yard, this is what it looks like right here. We've been trying our best to grow grass. We've been watering it. Our water bills are going up. It's growing in certain places. It's not growing in others. It's like swamp over there, I guess. We've tried everything we can. We have a brand new fence all down our property line that we had to build because when ERC came out here the first time to work on the Orr's yard, there used to be a fence directly to the right of our fence, up above that property line brick wall right there that ran the length of their property line up to the brick area right there in front of me. They had to tear that down because it was so rotted out from the water hitting it. It was no good, so they ripped it down, didn't replace it, so we had a full opening right there that our dogs could jump out of and get free. So in order to rectify that, we had to spend money ourselves and build a fence all the way down here, another fence, to replace the one that they ripped out from the Orr's yard in order to keep our dogs in our backyard. Otherwise, we'd have loose dogs running the neighborhood. Had to replace this small section of the fence right here as well, because that was so rotted by the water that is pouring into this backyard that it was no good anymore. So we went ahead and replaced it as well, spent our own money on that. But again, that came out of Mr. and Mrs. Brewer's pocket. That didn't come out of the city of El Dorado. That was forced on us so that our dogs didn't get out. We're animal people and we don't want to lose our dogs. But we got this area over here that we've tried to do a little bit of work on. This is where they brought their equipment in to get into our backyard. We've got a little bit, I want to say it's grass growing right here, but it's really not. It's weeds. It's a bunch of weeds. We haven't dropped any seed here yet. We just tried to grade it out because we had a problem right here where water's coming. There's a big hole right there where water's collecting, and it started coming out from under this fence right here. And then it would start flowing this way into our backyard. So we did a little bit of work to stop that from happening. But we'll be dropping Bermuda grass in the spring over here because Bermuda grass does best when laid down in the spring, is what research has shown. Back there we put some kind of, it was a cooler weather grass that could be dropped during the summer. We didn't drop Bermuda back there because we didn't want to wait till the spring, because all of this dirt is being tracked into our house by our dogs, and it's causing major problems with our house staying clean. It's getting dusty within a week. I mean, it's terrible, the amount of dust that's being brought in that house. We try to keep the dogs outside as much as possible, but even just us opening the door and closing the door and us tracking it in with our feet, we'll get probably, I don't know the exact measurement, but dust everywhere. We're having to replace the filters in our house for our HVAC unit. We're having to replace those every 20 days because it gets too dirty. Now, I'm fixing to walk over here. As you can see, it's a public sidewalk. We got the contractors over here. Now, I did go over and talk to the contractors and let them know that I would be making a video of the work being done. I was going to try to keep them out of the picture as much as possible. My intention is not to record the workers. My intention is to record the work being done. And the contractor who works for ERC kind of got a little bit angry and stated that he wanted his equipment out of it, and he wanted no video of him whatsoever being taken. He doesn't have I don't have his permission. However, this is public space. I can record anything that I can see. I have the right to record this. I understand his concerns. I know he doesn't want to get involved. However, his company accepted a contract from the city of El Dorado, so he is working for the city of El Dorado as of this time through a contract. So it is what it is. I have to record it. I don't like upsetting people, but I mean, this involves our house, and this is the only way to get it fixed. I don't know any other way to show you guys that the city of El Dorado is fixing their yard without recording it. But here's the work right here being done. You can see that. I'm not going to get any closer. Like I said, I don't want to get the workers. Hopefully you can't see the workers too much. But that's an ERC truck right there. I'll walk over there and show you here in a second. They got a pile of dirt over here that's been hand delivered. They brought the track hoe out here. That's actually what we needed in our backyard. That does it a lot better than the Kubota that we have is you can grade more properly with that. You see them destroying their yard right there. They're trying to level it, which I believe what they're trying to do is redirect that water that way, which is going to put more water on us. But I mean, it is what it is. They're stopping right now. They're not happy that I'm recording again. I'll be getting a few more videos. This is just the start of it. They've been working probably for about 20 minutes. But I'm gonna just keep following this sidewalk right here. They're fixing it. That's where the water jumps right there over the curb. And in order to not aggravate anybody, I'm not going to walk any closer. I'm going to stay on this side of the sidewalk over here. Like I said, my intention is not to upset anybody, but again, the work has to be shown. This is the area right where they're working. That's the area that was completely demolished when they replaced the sewer line. Mr. Ronnie and Mrs. Pat have been on the city of El Dorado for almost a year now, telling them that they need to make good on the promise that they made to fix their yard. So this is ERC that's out here right now. From what Miss Pat told me, ERC is doing the leveling and the grading work, and then they're going to have the flower pot come out after, and they're going to put sod down. Before they put the sod down, they want to make sure that all the water is directed off of their property, which in turn means all of their water is fixing to be all of our water. Because they're not going to fix the issue that's causing the water to be there in the first place, which is the culverts. They're just going to send it on to the neighbors, and it's going to cause more problems on us. But that'll be a video in the future, because that's just hearsay until it actually happens. But we all know what happens. If you redirect water a certain way, it's got to go somewhere. Water flows downhill, water flows path of least resistance, and since their gutter system and their drainage system over there at Cross Life and right there on Yoakum Street is not going to get fixed, all they're doing is pushing the water to make it somebody else's problem. But that's what we got going on today. I'll send a few more videos and let y'all know what's any updates, show the progress that they're making, and I'll be sure to video when the sod's being dropped and all the work that's being done, so that we can show that don't really understand why our house over there, well, actually I kind of do understand it. Look at this house. Look at this big beautiful house. That is a big house. Probably on the market today, $200,000-$300,000 house. So of course the city of El Dorado is going to appease them. They give the perception that they can afford to sue. They don't want to piss them off. But then you come over here to, it's a pretty house. It's a cute little house. It's 1,100 square foot, but it's definitely not a big old brick house like that with 2 lots over there. It's a smaller house. It's a quaint little house. It's our bachelor house. We're saving up to buy a new one. But that would be the reason why the work's being done over here, not over here. Again, I'll show you, give you a little video of our backyard again. It's our new puppy, a black lab. Again, here's a video of our yard. Completely still tore up. Can't get any grass to grow. Can't get any help. And then here you go. As much as you can see from their yard. It's already pretty. They got beautiful green grass all over. Beautiful green grass all over that is fixing to be ripped up and taken away because they want St. Augustine grass. The city of El Dorado is accommodating that, and they are fixing to drop St. Augustine sod in the backyard for the ores. So for some reason, work on this side of the property line gets done. Work on this side, we get told, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Brewer, that's on you. That's it. Thank y'all for listening.